Good morning. It's a big crowd for a traveling weekend. We need to get our yoga in so we don't bite people's heads off. Or when we do, we forgive ourselves. Yeah, we'll pre-forgive ourselves. Nice. All right, so I am bringing in the Christmas theme today. Those who are not Christian, no worries, this applies to us all. I have the privilege of doing trauma work for people, soul retrieval work for people with trauma. And in that work, one of the things that we do is we bring in the form of divine, your form of divine. And that takes different forms. Sometimes it's the earth. But for those people who have a really strong belief in Jesus, it's always very fascinating for me to see what that looks like. What that looks like often is a really strong belief that there's someone who has the depth of unconditional love like you've never seen on earth. And when they bring in this concept of Christ, they bring in this awareness that there is a being, there's this concept of a being who will love you no matter what you do, whether you're right or wrong or good or bad or anything. Which is a really profound belief to have within your being, that something would exist outside of duality, outside of that right, wrong, good, bad, success, failure, that there is love outside. There's love in the space outside of duality. And so most of us have this unruly ego that puts us straight into that right, wrong, good, bad place, right? And it's just a habit. It's just a habit that takes us into separation. But if I could invite you into this concept of Christ consciousness or unity consciousness, the idea is that love exists beyond everything that the mind puts in place as good and bad and right and wrong. That love is there. And I think through the Bible stories, and I am not a Bible person personally, I don't know, I can't quote anything, but he did like the prostitutes and he forgave the gamblers and stuff, right? Like he didn't put people in the categories of like lovable or unlovable, acceptable or not acceptable. And so the habit of the mind to judge and go into separation is what creates our hell. It is what creates that feeling of abandonment and alone and fear and unsafe and unlovable and untruth, right? And so if you can today, allow yourself to borrow the people who believe in this concept of unconditional love beyond all doing, beyond all words and actions, and try it on. So that when your drunk uncle or your narcissistic father-in-law or whatever starts spewing the crap that they spew, you can actually just look at it as, like this is just ego and illusion and separation. And I think back to the whole, in the 90s, I wore like the what would Jesus do? I was kicked out of my house at 16 years old and teaching church school by 17. Like, I don't know how that happened. But I had like the what would Jesus do bracelet back then. Like, I think of often when I'm faced with someone's ego just kind of coming at me, I think, well, what would love do? What does love even look like here? I can't even get my head around what love looks like in this scenario, because all I want to do is stab them in the eye. So that's what I offer you today, the what would love do perspective as you go into this holiday season. You've got all of those energies facing you. And as you sit in a comfortable position, see if you can lengthen that spine. And And as you lengthen your spine, begin to breathe straight into the heart. As you focus the breath in the heart, feel the body expand on the inhale. Feel the body relax on the exhale. Continue breathing into the heart. Begin to draw violet light in through the top of the head into the heart. And as you exhale, push that violet light deep into the cells of the body. Inhaling the violet light into the heart. Exhaling it deep into the organs and the cells of the body. As you push this violet light deep into your body, feel it purify and cleanse. And on the next inhale of the violet light, exhale it now beyond the body into a sphere around you. Inhaling violet light to the heart and exhaling it, feeling it cleanse the fields around you. As you begin to flood yourself with that violet light in a sphere around you, imagine pure purification of that which is not light within and around you. Linking now the head and the heart, we're going to work with a visualization of light between the third eye and the heart chakra. So begin to draw golden light in through the space between the eyebrows. And as you inhale it to the heart, exhale that golden light back up from the heart to the head. So you're creating a thread of golden light. So you breathe in through the third eye, down to the heart, and exhale that thread of light from the heart to the space between the eyebrows. Inhaling golden light through the third eye to the heart. Exhaling the golden light from the heart to the third eye. as you begin to feel the weaving of the spiritual mind, the divine mind, and the divine heart. Invite in a vision of the divine. Imagine divine form. However it looks, it could look like the earth, like an animal, it can be a deity, an angel, a master. And in your mind's eyes, you picture that divine form, whether it be general or specific. Begin to envision them beaming in the deepest form of love toward you. And at first, just let it go around you, the outside of you. Sit in the radiance of what divine, unconditional love feels like. Stay focused on the vision and on the sensation of what it feels to be absolutely surrounded by the radiance of unconditional love. Begin to feel it filling your bubble of light. And begin to feel what it would feel like to feel so deeply worthy, deserving of that love. Just try on in your body what it feels like to be worthy of unconditional love. Constant flow of love coming at you. As you feel what it feels like to be worthy, deeply worthy of love, begin to open your heart to that love beaming around you. You can either receive it straight into the heart. You can imagine it coming in through the left hand into the heart. You can feel it seeping in through your skin, down your spine. So notice what it feels like to be bathed in the nectar of divine, unconditional love. And if you can't feel that, just set the intention to feel it. And if the form doesn't work, you can imagine golden light just pouring into your heart. After you can feel it in the body, we're going to go into silent meditation with the mantra, I love you, thank you for loving me. So you're directing love to whatever source, whether it be the earth, the sun, to your deity, to an angel. And just focus your mind on, I love you, divine, thank you for loving me. I love you, divine. Thank you for loving me. I love you, divine. Thank you for loving me. I love you, God. Thank you for loving me. I love you, Christ. Thank you for loving me. I love you, divine. Thank you for loving me. you will, begin to picture yourself saying this to yourself. I love you, self. Thank you for loving me. I love you, self. Thank you for loving me. And then begin to let family members appear. I love you, Dad. Thank you for loving me. I love you, Mom. Thank you for loving me. When you go through your family, you can move on to the outer circles of friends. I love you and thank you for loving me. And now, if you will, begin to watch the ripple of those you love doing this with those they love. And watch the ripple of your love pouring out through the vibration. Continuing to say, I love you, thank you for loving me. Giving and receiving love. You may feel that coming in through your left hand and out through your right as you just continue saying, I love you, thank you for loving me. As you pan out, begin to see the ripple, the oceans of love that rippled from your heart out into the world. Feel the echo of that back toward you. This is Christ consciousness. This is unity consciousness. If you will, bring your hands to your heart in extreme gratitude to be a part of that ripple. And if you'd like, open the tips of your fingers into the heart chakra mudra. Feeling deep gratitude for the wisdom that all we need to do is begin to open to that unconditional divine love, to be a part of that ripple.